Hi there, Colleen Atrian here, just with a few tips today about what kinds of things you can say to your younger child who might be doing something inappropriate or even dangerous or harmful to others. So maybe they're biting, maybe they're hitting, maybe they're throwing rocks on the playground. Whatever it is, if it's dangerous or inappropriate and you know that you need to teach them that it's not okay. I'm just going to share a few tips with you for not only for things that might make it a little bit easier, but also that might that can help them stay connected to their feelings and yeah, connected to their emotions. So, and their authenticity. So maybe they're biting a sibling or a playmate, or maybe they're hitting someone, or maybe they're throwing rocks or sticks or doing something else that feels dangerous and inappropriate on the playground. So one of the things that you can say when you're trying to set a limit is I can't let you. You can start your sentence with I can't let you. I can't let you hurt other people. I can't let you throw rocks. It's dangerous. And of course, you're going to physically stop them if it's dangerous. The second really important thing to do as you're doing that or right afterwards is validating their emotion. So I can see that you're mad. I can see that you're upset. I totally understand. And you're going to do your best to say that with empathy in your voice and in your eyes, right? Some warmth in your eyes, like you do get it. They're having a feeling or an emotion that's bigger than they're able to tolerate. And so it's kind of spilling outward and they're out of control. And you want, as much as possible and as much as you're able to, as much as you're capable of, you want to be giving off that vibe that you get it and you understand and you have some compassion for them in that difficult state of mind. We've all been out of control before. It's not a very nice feeling. The third thing, the third suggestion here is as much as possible, give them an option for what they can do instead or make a request, right? So here's what that sounds like. Maybe your little one is hitting their brother or sister. And instead of saying, stop that hitting, you could consider saying something like, can you please, be gentle when you touch your sister? Or maybe you know that they're kind of in a fight flight response and they're really angry and they're really agitated and you know that they need to expend that energy. So obviously they're not going to be able to touch their sister or their brother gently in that moment. So instead, you might give them an option or an idea for how they can expend that big energy. And one of the things you can say is just to acknowledge, I can see you have a big emotion right now and lots of really big energy. Let's, let's hit this pillow or let's go outside and have a little run together in the backyard or something, maybe you have a trampoline, something that's going to help them to expend that energy in a safer way that isn't directed towards somebody else. And yelling or moving their jaw or making a growling noise can be helpful too, right? And sometimes that's something that can be a little bit playful, like, I can see you're really mad. Like if you were a bear, what sound would the bear make, right? So that's energy that wants to move, and sometimes angry energy, if they are feeling mad or angry, sometimes that wants to move itself through the voice and through the jaw. So that can be really helpful so that the energy doesn't get stuck. It's always more helpful or almost always more helpful to suggest or ask them to do something rather than to tell them what they shouldn't do if possible, right? And lastly, the other thing that I really like to do, if possible, is to link it to a family value. So you may or may not do that in the moment. You may do this after the fact, once everybody's kind of calm and regulated again, once you're kind of debriefing. But linking it to a family value, as in, we don't do this in our family, or we don't do this to other people, right? Is kind of letting them know that this is what we do collectively as a family and in our society. And instead, when we're angry, we do this, right? We tell the person with our words, or we take our big energy and we do this with it. So, thinking carefully about what your values are, and then saying that to your child on a regular basis whenever it's appropriate and whenever that particular situation crops up, and then role modeling that same behavior when you're angry is a great way to start setting a foundation for the family values, and for letting them know that it's not just them. This is what we all do, right? So anyway, I hope that's helpful. One last tip. You will, of course, mess up sometimes and lose your patience or lose your temper and yell or do some of the things that you've said that we don't do in our family. And you can always repair then, right? And I'll link the video for repair just in case you'd like some tips for that. I'll link it below. So thanks again for listening. I hope it's helpful.